Undertaker and Brock Lesnar might have gotten a laugh at a few of these stories. Pro wrestling locker rooms might be a collection of men and women, mostly men, in a highly competitive environment, but they're still locker rooms. And when locker rooms, as well as hotel rooms and cars, contain people who are very familiar with each other, things can get a little wild. That unpredictable nature has led to some humorous stories over the years and across promotions, and they involve some of the most intense performers in the business. Here are the 10 funniest such stories that have surfaced. Number 15. Undertaker and the Cucumbers. While Paul Bearer served as Undertaker's manager, the duo traveled together from town to town for WWE shows. As a result, the two often made jokes at each other's expense. When Taker laughed at a particularly embarrassing situation involved Paul Bearer wetting his pants at a gas station, the manager decided to get even. It turns out, Undertaker has a real fear of cucumbers, and Paul Bearer filled the hat of his ring gear with the green veggie, causing the legend to vomit all over his hat and the cucumbers. Number 4. Lawler's crappy crown. Jerry the King Lawler is a legend in the wrestling business, but he also developed quite a reputation for thinking he was better than his colleagues in the locker room. And guys like that are generally dealt with by their peers. In this case, that meant ill treatment of Lawler's signature crown, and perhaps in the worst way possible without destroying it. Reportedly, multiple superstars took turns defecating in the crown, including Clique members among others. Destroying the crown completely might have been better for the king. Number 3. Piper hunts a gator naturally. Some funny things can happen when friends or coworkers are out on the road together, and wrestlers are no different. One such occurrence came as Roddy Piper and Kevin Sullivan were riding in a carpool in Florida. Piper had decided he wanted to shoot one of the alligators in a nearby canal and have it turned into a belt and shoes. After choosing his target, the vehicle was stopped and Piper and Sullivan began shooting the gator. Thinking it was dead and floating in the canal, they stripped down to their wrestling gear and went in after their kill. Unfortunately, it wasn't dead and dove underwater, causing the two men to hightail it out of the canal and back to the car. Number 2. Hennig leaves a gift. As much of a self-absorbed character, Mr. Perfect was the Ultimate Warrior is said to have become that same type of person in real life. As can be expected, his colleagues decided to do something about it, and Hennig did the honors. Before Warrior was set to hide out under the ring for a surprise appearance, Hennig snuck under the ring and took what was said to be a large dump. That left the Ultimate Warrior in a small, confined space with the smelly mess for several matches. Number 1. Warrior sniffs the cookie. This one was spotted by WWE and WCW legend Bret Hart in the locker room before a match. As Bret Hart made his preparations for his match, the Ultimate Warrior entered the locker room and looked for something to eat. The health-conscious Warrior picked up a cookie, but instead of eating it, he crumbled it up in his hand. Then he sniffed the crumbs and threw them away afterwards, claiming he could satiate his craving by the mere smell of the sweets. Talk about commitment to a diet. Let us know about your views in the comment section.